I'm Jonathan Hobbs. I'm a member of the Generosity Ministry Action Team, GMAT. I'm a longtime member of the church, and I'm here today to talk about what generosity means to me and why this is important to our church.
This is Steve Coleman. I'm a longtime member of our congregation and have spent the last year and a half with a group of people invited to be the Generosity Ministry Action Team.
Hello, my name is Michelle Moser, and this past year I've been involved with the Generosity Ministry Action Team, and I've also been on the foundation board.
Generosity is serving others, ultimately. It's the primary form of worship that we do during the week. It's serving God, it's serving others, and it's really putting faith into action.
For me, it is first seeing abundance. And abundance is an overflow, more than you need. It's things that you have accumulated, learned, saved, gathered, connections, time in your schedule, capacity. What does the second phase of generosity mean? It's experiencing, it's the receiving, the thing that comes to me. And it's how I light up and what I feel when I see something, wow, that was really good. I had no idea they felt that strongly. And the third aspect of generosity then is with this realizing there is abundance and then having examples of it. It overflows. It comes to me and it brings me to a realization that I have something I maybe didn't think much of before, but now I have something I can share with other people.
I think of Matthew 22 when Jesus said, "Love your neighbor as much as you love yourself." I think of being generous. It's something that I can take action on. It's something that I can always strive to be better at. When I think of generosity, I think of it as a check-in question that I can ask myself. It helps to keep me focused on the important things. How have I been generous today? How have I been generous this week? How have I been generous this year? It's a central question that is a really neat thing to focus on.
Greater awareness of the amazing generosity that takes place in our community. Often we're modest about that, and we seek to really highlight what people are doing and the impact that they have. And we do that because it's inspirational. And if we can show others doing it and get inspired, then we will also be inspired to be generous with our time and with our abundant gifts.
Well, it's really expressed very clearly in a sequence of activities, a consequence of what Paul writes in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 8 through 13. God has scattered abroad abundance. He has scattered abroad His gifts to the poor. God will increase our store of seed. He will enlarge the harvest of our righteousness. That's what happens when we share from our abundance. I will be made rich in every way so that we can be generous on every occasion. And this is just walking down the road. It's going into the checkout line in the store. You can be abundantly generous with a smile, a kind word, a thank you. And what happens then? Here's the consequence. So that through your generosity, there will be a result in thanksgiving to God. See, when this happens, and here we are, the third aspect of generosity. The person who is the recipient of the generosity feel and receive that gift of abundance. Secondly, the giver. And I think we've all experienced this, particularly at birthdays and Christmas time. When we give, it's way more fun to give and to see the effect, the impact that your giving has on the person who receives the gift. And so the person who receives is benefited, uplifted, and greatly pleased, and the giver is pleased. Oh yeah, but that's not all. there's further consequence. The people who witness this, the family members, those that are just watching from afar, those who are part of our congregation, those who are part of the ministry that we're trying to lift up, elevate, and encourage and equip. The people see what's going on and they are benefited themselves. They say, wow, do you see what just happened? I didn't expect that. That's better than I realized. And it makes me feel like we're doing the right thing. I need to step up. I can do more. I can be more competent, more willing to give in these ways. Oh yeah, but then there's more consequence even yet. So the receiver, the giver, those who watch it, and then those who weren't present, didn't experience it, but hear about it. And sometimes you see this in the news, or it's a story that is told to you by someone else. And what does that do? You don't know who to thank, so you thank God for the abundance that's been shared, and all these good consequences that have happened as a result. That's why we're doing this.
I hope that through our efforts with GMAT that we're able to shine a light on the generosity that we're seeing, both big and small, all around us every day. A big and beautiful example of generosity this last year at our church has been the Blessings Initiative. The church gave away $1 million. Wow, it's breathtaking. And not even a year later, the foundation accounts have grown and had returns even higher than before. If that's not God talking to us, showing us that it's good to be generous, I don't know what it is. I think God's talking to us. We're pretty excited at GMAT to think about the collective generosity potential that this church has. If we can all figure out how God is calling us to be generous, what a gift we can be to each other and to the world.
Ultimately, I feel gratitude. Thank God, because we use our abundant gifts and we realize they are gifts, and we're, again, worshiping God by using those gifts.
I'm humbled, absolutely humbled by it. I'm also inspired by it, receiving generosity and giving generosity. And when I research and record the generosity stories in this church, in this congregation, I'm just blown away. Everywhere I look, everything I see is a generous act, a generous word, a generous gift. It's amazing. Thank you, church, and thank you, God.